Hey, what's up guys? Back again, making a video about how to really structure your fasts. So in this video, it's going to be kind of for beginners at first and then work its way towards intermediate level fasting and then advanced level fasting towards the end, and kind of how you can structure your lifestyle to progressively incorporate this in. So I love intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. I've been doing this for the past several years of my life, and I feel like it is the best way to live and stay healthy and still enjoy the foods that you love to eat. So anytime you're fasting, you're going to be in a caloric deficit for the most part, unless you eat like a massive meal beforehand or afterwards. And when you're in a caloric deficit, that's going to help you to lose weight. So the longer you're in a caloric deficit, the more weight you're going to lose, typically body fat, the more weight you're going to lose a vast majority of the time. So the way this works is, first your body uses carbohydrates for energy, and then it uses fats for energy, and then if it has to, it'll use proteins for energy. So when you're fasting, your body doesn't have any carbohydrates to use for energy, so it's going to want to use fats for energy. And there's no fats around to be used for energy that you've ingested, so it's going to have to use your body fat for energy. Okay? Very important that you guys remember that, because it's the premise of how this works. So basically what I would recommend to people that are just starting is begin with doing some very basic intermittent fasting, and don't even do it every day. Like if this is something that you're just getting into, maybe do intermittent fasting just like 2 or 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or just whatever works for you. You want it to work for you, because if it doesn't work for you, then you're going to be working for it, and it's going to feel more like a job as opposed to a lifestyle. And that's why most people fail at their diets, because people will do the ketogenic diet or some other diet, whatever it might be, and just jump right into it, do it hard, and they don't enjoy it. They do it every single day of the week, like cold turkey basically, or I guess the opposite of cold turkey. You get what I'm trying to say. But and then they'll hate it because it's such a drastic change in their life, and then they'll give up and fail and then feel like crap and then binge eat or do whatever they were doing in the first place before they even started their diet, because they'll be, upset that they failed in the first place. But really it's just because of the fact that that person jumped right into it and didn't ease themselves into it. So back to my original point, when you just start off fasting, do it for just a couple days a week first. And I wouldn't even recommend doing like a regular intermittent fasting fast if you're just getting started. Do like 13 hours, including the time that you're asleep, okay? That should be relatively easy, because if you sleep for 8 hours, then you would only need to fast for like an additional 5 hours after you wake up. Or if you don't even want to do it that long, just fast for like 4 hours after you wake up. Excuse me. And the more often you do this, the more used to it your body is going to get, and then you won't get hungry for as long, because your body is very good at adapting to things. Let's just use getting sunlight for an example, because I got my shirt off and I'm super tan right now. Your body will adapt to sunlight, okay? And the way that your body does this is your body gets a tan, okay? Well, that's your skin, your epidermis isn't the only thing that your body adapts to easily, okay? Your body adapts to everything. So eating habits is another great example of how your body adapts to things. Like, for example, I'm sure everybody watching this video knows someone that eats like crap all the time. Let's say they eat junk food all the time, every day. Well, if you ask them how they feel, they might not say that they feel like crap. And that's because their body has adapted to thinking, oh, this is just how I'm going to eat now. I'm just going to eat trash foods for forever. And so their body is adapted to feeling like not garbage when they eat garbage foods all the time. Now, that's not to say that that food is healthy. Of course it's still unhealthy for them, and they're going to have some serious consequences for that, you know, months, years down the road, whatever the case may be. But they might not feel like crap. Whereas if someone that is more health conscious, like me, for example, if I eat chocolate cake for lunch and dinner every single day, like a whole freaking chocolate cake, like, I'm gonna feel like crap. I'm probably gonna vomit. You know what I mean? But other people that do that all the time, they might not feel like that. So anyway, to relate this back to my original point, which is fasting, the more often you fast, the more used to it your body's gonna get. And especially because this is the way that your body was meant to operate. Your body was meant to eat like this, okay? It will be an even easier adjustment for your body to make, because your body's gonna be like, oh, this is what I meant to do in the first place from the jump. So I know your body, if you are someone that's never been fasting before, your body is probably prepared, and it is just in the mindset of, oh, I wake up in the morning and I eat, or oh, I eat 3 or 4 times a day, big meals, and then I'll eat little snacks in between, and then I'll eat right before bed, and then sometimes I'll even have like a little midnight snack. And if your body is prepped for this, fasting is going to be harder for you to get into, because obviously your body is not going to be prepared for, oh yeah, go, 14, 15, 16 hours without food. Like, no, your body's going to be like, what is this? I'm starving, I'm hungry, I want to eat now. And so it's going to be harder for you to transition yourself. That's the word I'm looking for, transition yourself into a fasting schedule. So start off slow is basically all I'm trying to say here. Start off just 2 or 3 days a week with like anywhere between 12 and 15 hour fasts at first. Okay, once that gets easier, bump it up. Maybe do, instead of 3 days a week, do 4 or 5 days a week at 12 to 15 hour fast. Or stick to 3 days a week, okay? Stick to 3 days a week and bump up your fasting window. So instead of doing from a 12 to 15 hour fast, you do a 16 to 18 hour fast, okay? If that's easier for you. You want it to be easier for you. You want to do it so that it works for you and you're not working for it, okay? I cannot stress that enough, because if you feel like you're working for it, as opposed to it working for you, it's going to feel like a job and you're going to hate it. You're going to learn to resent it, okay? Everyone I know that loves their job feels like they would do it even if they weren't getting paid, okay? So relate that to your diet, to your lifestyle. I don't even want to call it a diet, because that's not how you should think about it. You should think about it as a lifestyle. Like, this is just how I am. Like, this is just how I eat now. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Holy cow. I promise I don't have the you-know-what. Anyway. So, let's say you do that and it's becoming more comfortable for you after a couple weeks. You're not getting hungry anymore during your fasting windows. Okay, this is when you can start to increase your fasts, whether that's by day or by hour or both, preferably both. Like, eventually you want to get it to a point where you're doing it every single day. So you're doing it for 3 days at first, then after 2 or 3 weeks bump it up to 4 days, and after 2 weeks bump it up to 5 days, and another 2 weeks 6 days, and then maybe you might not even need to take another 2 weeks. Maybe it'll just take another couple of days, or a week tops, and you bump it up to 7 days, 7 days a week, so a full week. And then you're doing it every single day of the week for the most part. Obviously, like, if you skip your fasts once a month or like once every other week, I do that all the time. Obviously that's not going to make much of a difference. I stay super lean all the time, even though, like I said, once a week or once every other week, I won't fast. I won't do a fast for 1 day or 2 days. Or like if I go on vacation, maybe I won't fast for like 3 days out of the week or 4 days out of the week, but that's just a vacation. You know what I mean? That's not something that I do all the time. And the same thing works in reverse too. If you fast once or twice a week forever, you know, like you do a 12-hour fast twice a week for like 3 or 4 months and you don't notice any difference, I don't want you coming crying in my comments, I did this and it didn't work, I didn't lose any weight. Like, yeah, no kidding, dude, because you didn't really incorporate it. You have to incorporate it and work towards making it a lifestyle, okay? So, back to my original point, which is transitioning yourself to doing it for a longer amount of time. So let's say you're to a point where you're doing it for like 6 or 7 days a week, every day, or every week, I mean. So what you're going to want to do next is practice doing longer fasts. So let's say you're doing it every day of the week and you're doing like 14, 15-hour fasts, which is great. That's a strong start to basic intermittent fasting, which has a ton of health benefits I won't get into in this video. You should watch my other videos if you want to hear about some of the health benefits of fasting. Now, having said that, once you're to this point where you're doing like, let's just say 15s every day of the week or almost every day of the week, bump up a couple days a week to doing longer fasts. So maybe do like a 18-hour fast or a 19-hour fast twice a week or 3 times a week, okay? And then you're still continuing to do your 15-hour fast every other day of the week, okay? Now, let's say you do this for a couple weeks or a couple months and this is comfortable for you, which eventually it will become comfortable for you. And everybody's different. So you could do this and it could take you 3 or 4 months to finally get used to it, whereas somebody else, you know, your next door neighbor or your brother or sister, they could do this for a couple weeks and be used to it and it be incorporated into a lifestyle. So everybody's different. So don't compare yourself to other people for that reason, especially when it comes to stuff like this, like lifestyle diets, for example. Only compare yourself to yourself. Like, don't start doing this in a couple months or years, be like, man, I've been doing this for years and I still don't look like Chris, you know, Fitness Fast from the YouTube videos. Yeah, like, don't compare yourself to me. Compare yourself to yourself. What other people are doing is not important. And that same logic works like in the gym, for example. Like, if you go to the gym to lift weights, you don't want to compare yourself. Like, I'm telling you, you don't want to compare yourself to that person next to you doing bench press, because they could be doing bench press, they could be bench pressing like 315 pounds for 10 reps. And if you are just starting off in the gym, or even if you're not just starting off in the gym, you've been doing it for a long time, you might not be doing that, and that's fine, okay? Not everybody needs to be busting out 315 for max reps, okay? Everybody's different. So anyway, back to what I was saying about fasting. You should go ahead and incorporate 18, 19-hour fasts once you're doing like 15-hour fasts steady, okay? So say you eat dinner around like 7 p.m. The night before. Don't eat until around like noon at the earliest the next day, and then you could push it even longer the next day. Now, once this starts to become easy, let's say you're doing like 17-hour fasts every single day, you will be in a deficit, in a caloric deficit most of the time. And when you're in a caloric deficit, your body is expending more calories than it's ingesting, and thus you will lose body weight, okay? So, you need to make sure that you are still eating at caloric maintenance or a caloric surplus sometimes, like let's just say once a week. If not, your body will go into starvation mode because you are eating in a deficit every single day, and you know your body obviously can't take that, because if you're always expending more calories than you're ingesting, you know, eventually you'll starve, because that's how starvation works. You know, do you guys get that? Hopefully you guys understand that. So about once a week, eat in a caloric surplus. So eat more than your caloric maintenance, or for 2 days a week, eat at caloric maintenance. Okay, that's just a good ballpark estimate that I just kind of made up to make sure that you don't go into that catabolic state and put your body into starvation mode, because then what will happen is your body will hold on to the body fat, because your body's going to think like, oh, I need this because I'm dying, like I'm starving, and your body will start to eat the muscle mass, your proteins for fuel, for energy, and you don't want that to happen. I mean, obviously, because that'll make you a lot weaker, and a lot of other reasons too, especially if you're exercising. You'll very much struggle to make gains, like hit personal records and personal bests in the gym if you fall under this category, if you allow this to happen to you. So that's very important that you remember that. Now, having said that, let's say that you are doing these longer fasts, and this is very easy for you, it's very natural for you, I guess is the word that I want to use, not easy, but natural for you. Incorporate once a week a 24-hour fast. So don't eat for the whole day. So basically, let's say the night before you eat at 7 p.m., don't eat again until 7 p.m. the next day. So just do this once a week, as well as your original daily like 17, 18-hour fasts. Once a week, you do a 23-hour fast or a 24-hour fast, okay? So you do that once a week, and then you incorporate the same strategy that I talked about at the beginning of this video. So you incorporate that once a week, and then do it twice a week, and then 3 times a week, and just progressively build it into your schedule slowly so that it's comfortable and feels natural for you, okay? So the more you do this, the more natural it's going to be, and the more body fat you have, the more you can do this, basically. Now, I do 23-hour fasts every single day, especially in the summertime, and then I'll eat huge meals once a day, huge satiating meals with foods that I love, within reason. You know, I don't eat a whole box of cupcakes every single day, like, let's not be ridiculous, but you can structure these 24-hour fasts into your weeks so that you can eat meals that you enjoy and still continue to lose weight. And even if you're not hitting the gym, even if you're not exercising, you'll lose weight. Whereas if you are hitting the gym and you're doing this, you will lose weight, you'll lose body fat and gain lean muscle, okay? Important that you remember that. And there's lots of evidence out there that proves that this will actually work for you. It works for anyone, rather, is what I'm trying to say. So, the more you incorporate that in, the better off, or the more natural the fasting is going to feel. And then, let's say you're doing like 23-hour fasts every single day of the week. Well, not every single day. Let's say like 5 days a week you're doing that. Then when you're doing your like 15, 16, 17, 18-hour fasts, those will feel like easy. Those, when you break your fast during those like 17-hour fasts, let's just say 17 intermittent fasts, you're gonna be like, I don't even really want to eat right now. Like, I don't really need to. Like, I'm not hungry, you know? And that's natural. That's the way your body's supposed to be. The reason why you feel hungry all the time is because you eat all the time, okay? Which isn't natural. So, now, having said that, let's say that 23-hour fast, 24-hour fasts feel very natural for you, and you can do them almost every single day, no problem. Now, let's incorporate some even more longer, prolonged fasts. So incorporate in a 36-hour fast once a week. Once that's natural, incorporate a 48-hour fast in once a week, okay? And obviously don't do like a 48-hour fast twice a week, every single week, because then it's going to be a lot easier for your body to go into that starvation mode, okay? You need to keep tabs on that yourself. And that's going to be different based on everyone's caloric maintenance. So I can't tell you exactly when you'll go into that starvation mode, because if you're 6'5", 320 pounds, it will take you a different amount of time to go into that catabolic state as opposed to how long it takes for me being like 5'8", 145 pounds, okay? So you need to keep tabs on that yourself. No one on Instagram or YouTube or whatever is going to be able to tell you exactly how long that'll take. But it will be obvious once you get to that point. And let's say you do put your body into that starvation mode. It is not the end of the world. You're not going to freaking die, okay? Just eat at maintenance. Just eat at caloric maintenance for a couple days or a couple weeks, and your metabolism will reset itself, okay? So once you get used to doing that, let's say you incorporate in a 48-hour fast once a week. If that is something that you're comfortable with, do a 72-hour fast once every 2 weeks or once a month. And shoot, as far as that goes, watch my other videos about dry fasting. Incorporate a 48-hour dry fast in once a week or once every other week. Incorporate in a 72-hour dry fast once every 2 weeks or once a month, or once every 3 weeks, whatever. Once you have gotten to that point. You see what I'm saying, guys? Don't jump right into this with like, yeah, I'm gonna do a 72-hour dry fast, 72-hour dry fast. Like, no, dude, you're gonna get sick, you'll hate yourself, you'll hate it, and then you'll never do it again. Whereas I could do a 72-hour dry fast right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to because I don't need to, because I'm already staying at a very low percentage of body fat. I could do it, and I would definitely get some fantastic health benefits, but I don't need to right now. Maybe in a couple weeks I'll want to, and I'll do it for like spiritual benefits. You know what I mean? The Bible is filled with evidence that shows that you have a stronger connection to the Holy Trinity during prayer if you're also fasting. And Moses fasted for 40 days and 40 nights dry. Okay? I'm not telling you guys to go out here and dry fast for 40 days and 40 nights because he was in the presence of the Lord. So that probably had something to do with it, okay? If I come out here and fast for 40 days and 40 nights, I probably couldn't do it without drinking urine, and I'm not gonna drink urine just for the sake of fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. Fat chance, okay? You can do that if you want to, but that's not for me, okay? So I just wanted to make this video and tell you guys about how to structure your fasts, how to do longer fasts, and transition yourself into doing them. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, write them in the comments. I would love to interact with you guys, and follow me on Instagram, and that's at _fitnessfast_. Okay, so I am going to be writing a book about this. I'm done with it, and I'm gonna drop it soon. So it's gonna have all my secrets as far as how I fast, exercise, my thought process, mindset, all kinds of stuff, gems that I feel like everyone should know, and that just help to make fitness as easy and natural as it possibly can be, because that's the way that it was meant to be. Fitness was not created by God for, like, top physical fitness was not created by God for us to have to slave over, you know, every single second of your life, and have to eat out of Tupperware 6 times a day, and you can only eat chicken and rice, and you know, you got to follow all these like ridiculous steps every single day forever. You need to go to the gym 6 days a week. Like, no, that's ridiculous. Like, that is not the case. I go to the gym to exercise 3 days a week. Okay, so like a maximum of like 3.5 hours probably, because my workouts are about an hour long, plus I stretch after my workout. So let's just say each workout is like 90 minutes max. No, never more than 90 minutes, including my stretching and my breathing exercises, which I'll do like once a day, or like every other day. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, follow my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.